gon' call me Jiggy when I'm home, they call me Snowman here. We ain't never home, but treat the city like the base, yeah. You know where to look if you're looking for the wave, yeah. Looking for the...
Welcome back. What's up, everyone? Another episode of the EuroSteppin Podcast. It's your boy Big Dave here.
Al Snow. What's up, everybody?
Hey, we got a little big man on the show today. Someone who who really grinded to get to the point he's at. And man, I played against him in his early years, and he's still going.
Mm-hmm.
My man has been the LNB Leaders Cup, and he's also been the Pro A French Most Valuable Player. For a guy his size, that's a huge feat. But I'm telling you, he can boogie on anybody. I want to welcome to the show my man, David Holston. Dave, welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. I appreciate y'all for having me.
Thank you for joining us, man. We're going to have some fun today.
For sure.
I just want to, I know right now you're in France right now, and I know that you guys are on lockdown.
Yeah.
COVID or whatever. Just want to ask right quick, how is that going? What's going on? You guys, are you playing games now, or is everything shut down, or how's that going?
Everything's shut down, but we still they made a way so we can play. I think 3 teams are just playing home games right now, so everybody's just playing against those guys right now because I guess they got the most money in our league, so they're able to play with no fans. A lot of teams in the league are not able to play with no fans because they're not gonna make enough money. You know what I mean? So it's 3 teams that's only playing home games. So I mean, it's cool for us. We still get to play. We practicing every day, but everything else closed though.
You mind sharing with the viewers who those teams are?
Monaco, Asvel, they EuroLeague, and the Paris team, the Valois.
Yep.
The biggest 3 teams in our league, really, money wise.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. All right, man. Let's just get right into it, man. Dave, you was a player that was, I would say, considered an underdog. The jump. Yeah. I know as I was doing my research, I seen when you was coming out of high school, you had to go and be a walk-on in college.
Yeah.
How was that? Like, can you talk a little bit about that?
Man, it was crazy. I felt like in high school, I felt like I was playing good. I think I averaged like 28 a game, and I was just like, man, hopefully I get a look somewhere. But at the end of my high school career, when I had some junior colleges and stuff, and I was just like, dang, like what's going on? And then my partner, my AAU teammate, he asked me to go with him to an open gym at Chicago State, and we went out there and we played. The coach, seen both of us playing, and he just, after that, everything was all good.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we look at it, we see what appears to be a preferred walk-on. Is that what it was?
Yeah. Because I sat out my first year.
Yep.
And then I was able to play the next 4 years. So I mean, it was really hard, something really hard to go through, but I ain't never give up. I kept working my butt off every day. And, I was just blessed to be able to have that opportunity.
So basically, what I hear is even though you didn't necessarily have a scholarship,
there
was something, internal, quiet confidence inside you that pushed you to a place where you said, you know what, I'm built for this and I'm going to get through this.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Yep, it is. It's just I felt like, man, something gonna come out of this. I've been working too hard. I've been, grinding every day, and it was just I just kept going. I was trying not to let nothing stop me.
Mm-hmm. And well, we know that worked because as a freshman, you averaged 13. Then you bump that up. You bump that up. Then you bump that up.
You have 26 points.
He averaged 26 as a senior and 6.5 assists. I said, "What's this guy doing?"
Yeah, it was crazy. It was a crazy experience. College was a real crazy experience. Being in Chicago, in the heart of the city.
Right. Talk about it.
Man, it was a lot, you know.
Talk about it. A lot. We here for it. Talk about it.
No, man, I didn't see, man. It was just like, you know, that the heart of the city, that's the hood, you know.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, I think in mode, I was already, you know, came up from Pontiac, Michigan, and I already used to being around, you know, the hood like that. And I mean, I think it kind of molded me into the type of player that I am now, you know, the grit. And, you know, I want to, you know, always I'll outdo somebody. I want to play hard. Just playing against some Chicago dudes all the time. And it was just, you know, I think it kind of molded me to who I am now. You know what I mean? And I just seen a lot out there, man.
Was it some kind of Chicago and Detroit
rivalry
going on, kind of, because you're from Michigan and Chicago? I don't know if that's some type of rivalry or something. I don't know, but I'm thinking since it's so close and right, two of the main cities in the Midwest, it might be.
I mean, no, not really. Because, I mean, people showed me so much love out there that it was just almost just like home, you know, just because I hoop.
Right.
You know, everywhere I went, everybody just always showed love. It was nothing but love because, I mean, that's like my second home, you know.
Right.
And when I was out playing out there, they showed me so much love.
And people may not know they call Pontiac the Yak, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
The Yak. So the Yak, it may be a little small, but it's a lot like Chicago in terms of vibe, the energy, the way folks move.
Yeah.
I know that much about it. But can you kind of talk about some of your upbringing so we can kind of so you can kind of paint a fuller picture of what made you who you became today, who we see as this leader, winner, MVP, champion. What bred all of that? Like what went into building all of that?
I think the majority of it is like you said at the beginning, Dave, like my whole career, like I was always an underdog, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I mean? I think it just always brought something out of me. Like, I think I always had that type of chip on my shoulder, you know? I think about that since I was in high school. Like, I've been cut off different AAU teams coming up. Like, it's been a lot that I done been through that's going to keep that same chip on my shoulder to this day, you know what I mean? So, like, it's just, I think that's what, you know, got me through everything, and it still do. Like, I go through rough games right now, but I'm still in the gym next day. Like this next game ain't gonna be like that last game. You feel me?
Right.
So it's just like, I mean, I'm doing what I've been doing my whole career. You know, just going at it, getting after it, and trying to get better each day I can.
So I don't want to mess you up. I don't want to make it look bad, but I want to ask this question directly. I've seen like two different measurements. How tall are you?
Man, I'm gonna say 5'7.5".
Then I'm gonna stay.
Got to get that half in there. Got to get that
half.
half.
I gotta put that half in there. I gotta put that half in there.
Okay, so a guy who's 5'7.5" just averaged 26 points his senior year at college, right?
Uh-huh.
So were you thinking about coming to Europe? Was that a thought?
Not at all.
Or what? Like, how did that come about?
Nah, I ain't think about Europe like at all. Like you know how I go after college. Everybody dream they want to go to the league.
Go to the league, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I had a couple of tryouts. I went to the Portsmouth. I know y'all probably know the Portsmouth
in Virginia.
And I was killing out there in the Portsmouth. Like we won the championship and everything. Like, but you know, everything happened like how it's supposed to happen, man. Like I was killing in the little Chicago Bulls
mini
camp we had I went to, and I was just like, man, what else I gotta do? Like, you know what I mean? Like, but then I ran into my agent, my head coach, you know, from Chicago State. He was good friends with an agent, and that's how I got to be with him after college. And you know, he introduced me to the European thing, because I really didn't know like nothing about it at all until, you know, I got over here, and it was just this what I fell in love with ever since, you know.
I don't think any of us or any players coming knew anything about coming to Europe and play, because like you said, I don't think we got on the line like, man, let me make it to the league.
Yeah.
One thing me and Snow have in common, because I went to University of Washington in Seattle.
Uh-huh.
Snow from Seattle, right?
Okay.
So when I was there, Snow was finishing his high school career, just starting his collegiate career, right?
Yeah.
Me not knowing nothing about Europe, I seen one guy who was in Seattle who was playing in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And he had a cold, what a BMW he had, huh, Snow?
Cold.
Purple BMW, cold, right? I'm like, man, who is it? He always came to the gym and hoop. It's like, yeah, that's Brent, man. He play in Brazil. It's like, damn, people in Brazil make money like this? You know, we see somebody with a Benz, we think they papered up.
Yeah.
You know, but that's what opened my mind. That, damn, you could make money and, you know, go on to play somewhere else.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Saying all that, your rookie year, you get a contract to come to Karşıyaka, which is in Turkey.
Yeah.
Before that, what are you thinking before you get on that plane, while on that plane? Are you nervous? Are you scared? What is going through your mind?
Man, when I first found out, I was so nervous. Cause I ain't know what to think. I'm thinking Turkey, like I'm thinking all kind of stuff. Like I don't know what I'm finna run into. You know, I had my dad come with me the first time. He stayed with me like the first month. You know, just showing me how to, you know, how I can be on my own. You know, take care of myself a little bit. And it was a crazy experience the first year until I got over there. You know, I got to hooping, then it was all normal, like I was back home then.
It was normal until it wasn't, because I know also you didn't have the easiest coach at the time.
Oh, man. Not at all. Hey, not at all.
So
Man, he used to run us crazy. The conditioning every morning, practice in the afternoon. I mean, but I ain't gonna lie, he had us in great shape though.
Right.
Had me, you know, full court defense from the beginning of the game to the end. It was crazy though, and I ain't gonna lie, he really helped me as a coming up as a player, you know.
Right.
Because you know, after college, I'm still in I want to score.
Right.
You know what I mean? He helped me to become a better point guard. You know what I mean? Got to get a ball up. Got to play that pick and roll the right way. You know what I mean? He really helped me though. He helped me a lot to become a better player. So
tell me this, man. I hear you saying he helped you a lot, and I'm sure that that's the truth, right? I get it. But a lot of times, young American players who come over to Europe, they're not open to that growth. They're not open to receive. So can you talk? Yeah, can you talk a little bit about what was it that made you a dude who clearly you averaged 26 your senior year, so you could score the ball. Why were you so open to listening and growing?
And did you start out being open like that?
I didn't. Mm-hmm. When I first got over there, I'm trying to show I can score. But after talking to him, and then I had some veterans on the team also that was telling me, like, man, to have a good career over here, you gotta do this, do that, and you know what I mean, listen to the coach and get other guys involved, you know what I mean, and that's how you're gonna have a longer career. Like you said, a lot of guys, they come over there like they just wanna put the ball in the hole off top, you know what I mean, especially like point guards. And you know how it is over here in Europe. They ain't really trying to, they like, all right, you can score, but you gotta be able to play off that pick and roll and get somebody else open, you know what I mean? And like, and if you don't get that, they go on to the next man. Right. You feel me? Right. So it's just like I adjusted kind of quickly, you know. I got it because I know the game well enough to be able to, okay, this what he's looking for, you know what I mean, and not keep making the same mistakes over and over again. So, you know what I mean, it's just a part of learning and growing as you go. But it is a big thing that they're looking for over here. Like a lot of coaches over here, they just don't want to see. They know you can score, but how can you make the team better? You know what I mean? Like you got to be able to win instead of just scoring. That's one of the main things being over here. You got to be able to win, you know? Yeah. So that's like one of the most important things. You could be the top scorer of the league, but is your team winning though? You know, that's what all these coaches really look at. So, I mean, I had to do what I had to do.
Right. One of the things that I like to, you mentioned the pick and roll quite a few times, and I love that you said that because for me that in Europe, it's of the utmost importance. One of the things I talk to all my young players, especially my playmakers, point guards, about is here, when I say here, I mean in America, we tend to look at the pick and roll as like a two-man game.
Yeah.
Europe views the pick and roll or the ball screen as a five-man game.
Yeah.
Right? And so getting guys to kind of make that shift mentally is something that's really hard to do sometimes. It sounds like you've made that. Well, I know I can see it myself. I watched a ton of your games. I watched you cook some of my guys. But can you talk about some of those nuances and differences, like some of the things you're looking for in the pick and roll, some of the things you're seeing and doing?
I mean, mainly like with the pick and roll, it's just playing off how the defense playing, you know, like if they hedging, you got to get rid of the ball right away out the pick and roll. If they flat, you know, you can penetrate a little bit, but you still whoever help, you still gonna be able to see who you need to throw it to. So it's a lot of different things you can get out of the pick and roll. You can split, pull up, but you know, you just got to see what the defense doing, you know what I mean, and make the right decision out of it.
So. One thing I know you've been I don't want to say lucky, but kind of, because everyone don't get those opportunities. You've always ran into coaches that fucked with you, that really, you know, dig it. Everybody don't get that. Everybody don't get that. Because as I look back on your career, every team you've been on, you've been there for at least 2 years.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
You actually played for my guy, one of my boys, and you already know, when you was in Germany.
Yeah.
Talking to him when he was a coach, it's like, man, I'm gonna tell you like this: with everything, start to break it down. I just say, Dave, go do what you do. Just start calling his plays.
Yeah. Man, this with the coaches, it's just like we were talking about earlier. It's just like they look at who, like, I feel like a lot of them look at, you know, who listening. You know what I mean? Who ain't really like, because a lot of guys, especially a lot of younger guys that I see come over here, they kind of carry themselves like they kind of know more than maybe the coach in a sense. So I think a lot of coaches, you know, they like guys that listen instead of like trying to talk over them or trying to, you know, have an attitude with every time they say something to them. But so I try to like, I used to always try to just have a good connection with the coaches. You know what I mean? If I do something bad, you know, I don't say nothing back. He gonna explain what he gonna say what he gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna get it next time. So, I mean, I always try to have a good relationship with my coaches. You know what I mean? I think that's probably, like you said, I've been lucky with coming up with these guys as my coaches. They all been cool and they all helped me a lot.
Hey, Dave, you ain't been lucky, man. It's been you, man.
Yeah.
It's been you. It's you making a conscious decision to say, you know what? That dude's doing his job.
Yeah.
I'm going to listen to him.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So many young dudes. So for me, it's great to hear you say it because we tell dudes this all the time, but it's great to hear somebody that they can look up to, somebody that they know is doing it at a high level and been doing it at a high level, saying it even right now as you're, you know, I think you're averaging about 20 or something, or 20 plus in Champions League right now. So you're clearly doing it. You just played in the Final Four of Champions League. You're clearly doing it. So I just hope that these young guys would listen to this and listen to you.
Yeah.
And take advice. So
for sure. You gotta listen to them coaches. That's where you make your bread at. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because they all talk to each other.
Exactly. That's what a lot of people don't understand.
These coaches talk to each other to figure out the type of person you are. Not even
the player. Yeah, that's the first thing they ask. How is he as a person? Because they don't want no bad vibes in their locker room. Nobody that can break down the team mentally. You know what I mean? So they all talk about it, all of them.
Dave, I wanted to kind of change gears a little bit and kind of get into some. We haven't talked about what your goals are. Right now, you've been playing. You're 30. How are you? 34? Is that correct?
Yeah, 34. Yeah.
34. At 34, I don't know what your goals are with basketball, or if you have goals outside of basketball. I'm assuming. I'm not saying you're done. You're clearly not done because you're still cooking dudes, right? But as that time nears, right? I'm sure you're starting to look at other things. Maybe, I don't know. I say I'm sure, but I don't know. Maybe you are. I would assume so. But what are some of those things that you look at, or other interests you may have, or?
I mean, after basketball, you know, I got a couple of things that I got that I'm thinking about getting into. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a couple of things that I'm thinking about getting into. You know, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna play. I'm starting to think about it more and more now. You know,
that's how it goes.
You know, it's just like, man, how much longer can I do this? Yeah, I mean, it's cool and all coming over here. I still love the game and all that, but I think about it more and more. Like, man, I'll be tired.
let's talk about that, because we've not had anybody come on the pod and actually talk about that. Can you talk about?
Go ahead. For real, like man, like I love the game. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong at all, but man, you get tired of it. You get tired of all the practices, all the everything you gotta, you know. It's the little things, you know, you gotta take care of yourself. You gotta make sure you're doing the right thing, eating right.
The bus
rides. You gotta make sure you're getting them massages. Like, you gotta, especially, you know, at an older age, you gotta make sure you're doing every single thing. Like it's, and all that is mentally, that water, everything, all that is mentally, you know, sometimes it mentally get draining, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta eat right. Like I can't mess with the sweets. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, it's a mentality you gotta have where sometimes you get tired of it, you know what I mean? Like, I still love it. I still want to do it, but how much longer can I do it for, you know?
We never know. We always think we could do it longer than what we really can.
Right, right. And it's,
So I know you've been to Turkey, you've been to Germany, you're in France now. I know those were your 3 main spots, but I played against you when you was a young age, so I know you a little bit. So I want to get into something. You came to Turkey. Once you came to Turkey, you played for a team called Mercy.
Yeah.
And when I look at this team on paper, you're looking at it like, man, it's going to be hard to beat this team. I mean, you got Will Solomon, David Holston, Omar Sneed, Alex Scales. I mean, that's all buckets.
Dave, that guard play is crazy.
Crazy. Crazy.
And all of them could dribble, including Omar.
Yep. Big O.
What would you say? Because it was like a soap opera. If I look outside looking in, it looked
exactly like what it was. That's exactly what it was. But it was, I mean, it wasn't. It was just like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, we were practicing. It'd be almost a fight every day in practice. Just like then people wanted to come into practice. It was crazy, man. Like, everybody wanted to, then sometimes you'll be mad at this guy in the game. You know, people, they ain't passing the ball to each other, you know what I mean? It was a crazy situation. And I can't even explain it. It was one of the situations I would say that I was like, man, I don't want to be like this no more.
Yeah, probably.
You know what I mean? With the team, we was losing.
Maybe the worst team year you had.
Yeah, trying to stay in the league. I think we came down to our last game, winning our last game to stay in the league.
I remember y'all was supposed to beat us, and we came to y'all and popped y'all.
Popped us. I remember that.
Somebody thought it was. I forgot who was talking. They thought it was going to be an easy victory.
Man, I remember that. Y'all popped us twice, I think.
We had a Greek guy hit a last second shot at the buzzer to beat y'all at y'all crib.
Yeah.
And the Greek dude hit the 3.
Yeah. We couldn't buy a win that year, man. and we had like you said, on paper we had a squad. But it was just so much outside stuff going on that you wasn't fighting with the coaches. And, I mean, it was crazy, man. It was a crazy situation.
Dave, this is where I call timeout. And we got to get into some real. You ain't named one name. You ain't gave us no details on Nan's situation. We got to dive into this, dog. Talk to me.
Man, it was just like, I ain't gonna say nobody's name like that. But it was just like the situation was just crazy, man. Like we was, like I said, every practice somebody different was fighting. And it was really just the Americans like that. We had
that's the funny part about it. It was the Americans fighting each other.
Each other.
I'll tell you this. We had somebody on the podcast already, maybe more than one guest, bring up Will Solomon's name. And in every instance, they was talking about him being involved in some it was in some altercations.
I mean, it was majority him, and we had Prince. So you remember we had Prince too?
Prince was on your team. Talking about him.
Yeah, man. It was just Man, he was young. Me and him was a young guys. So we was just, it was, man, like you said, you named it right. It was a soap opera.
Yeah. What would you say your favorite country that to be in? Not just on the court, off the court also. Lifestyle, like you can maybe see yourself living there, maybe. If push come to shove.
Man, I would have to say Frankfurt.
Yeah,
Frankfurt, Germany.
Yeah.
I love Frankfurt.
Yeah, Frankfurt nice. I like Frankfurt.
I have to say Frankfurt. A lot of people been telling me Barcelona. I ain't never been to Barcelona. I heard Barcelona crazy.
My favorite city in the world right now. Behind
Barcelona?
Houston. Behind Houston is my favorite city.
Man, I've been hearing about Barcelona.
It there. Like I can see myself moving there and living there for sure.
For
yeah.
Man, everybody been telling me that. I ain't been yet. I'm gonna go this summer if everything clear up, but yeah. I've been hearing the same thing.
Yeah. Barcelona's what's up, man.
So, Dave, I wanted to jump into some questions that we like to ask every guest on the pod. Yeah. Can you tell me, most dudes get this ego about them and they act like it ain't never happened to them. And so I'm hoping you're going to be different and keep it real with us. Who's somebody that you could name and say, you know what? On this night, that dude gave me that work.
You know what? You know what's crazy? Because y'all mentioned them, but Bobby Dixon.
Yeah. Oh, two little dudes going at it.
Bobby Dixon. When I was at Mercer, too.
He was at Korsheka.
Yep. When I was at Mercer, he was at Korsheka. He came in there and he wasn't missing. I'm being all the way real. I was talking at the beginning.
I was talking.
And he wasn't missing. I ain't gonna lie, he gave me that work though. He gave me. I can say why he for sure him, but I can't. That's about it.
Yeah, dropped you off. He dropped you off, huh?
Man, he was dropping me off. I'm like, man.
I mean, the reason we asked this question is because, a lot of people come over to Europe and think it's sweet over here, like it's easy work. Like,
not at all. I don't be understanding that though. You know what I mean? A lot of guys, I can go overseas and do this and do that, and it ain't like how they think it is. You know what I mean?
They don't understand it's more than just basketball you got to deal with. You got to deal with the culture differences. The
culture, yeah.
The living situations, everything,
And dudes is actually nice, too.
Nice.
Right.
Dudes can hoop.
Right.
Yeah.
They know how to play that game. They know how to play that European game.
Yes.
Like, you got to be able to defend. You got to, man, it's dudes can hoop.
Right.
Can hoop.
So tell me this. Look, we'll give Bobby his flowers. He cooked you. We call it a day. But tell me this. Who's the dude who you was maybe kind of chilling, and he maybe got to run in his mouth or bumping you or just whatever it was, or picking you up full and talking and being physical, whatever it was. And you said, you know what? All right, I'm going to cook this clown.
Man, it's crazy. That didn't happen so many times. I don't mean to say it like that, but it's
basketball. It can happen to all of us a lot of times.
Right.
Everybody knows who. Like everybody's been out there like, man, I'm chilling until that person, you hear somebody running your mouth.
Somebody gets you riled up, and that's all it takes. That's all it takes.
Who was it?
I'm trying to think. Let me think. If I can think of somebody. I can't even think of no names.
While you're thinking, I can tell you this. Last week I was watching your game, okay? Champions League game.
Uh-huh.
And I represent Ahmad Rory, okay?
Uh-huh.
While I'm watching the game, I'm texting back and forth with his mom, okay? And you're kind of chilling, like you're chilling. You're not really, you hit a couple in the first, not really in the first half, couple you was chilling.
Yeah.
And they was beating y'all by double digits.
Man.
Right? In y'all's gym.
Yeah.
And I told his mom, I said, yeah, this is good, but that little dude right there, he's one of the better point guards in Europe right now. And I said, he got one of those things where he could push that button and hit that gear on you. And in that second half, I don't know how many you had in the second half. It had to be about 18 or something, but you finished with like 24. You guys came back, ended up winning the game. My guy Ahmad was really like, he called me after the game, and he's like, man, that little dude, nice. He was like, we got into it, not serious, but we got it. He's like, he's one of them dudes that was kind of bumping you, pushing me, and it was cool because I'm like, like, he told me that he told you, I'm not one of them young dudes.
Yeah, he sure did. He sure did. I remember that. He sure enough did. And he's strong too, boy. Mm-hmm. He ain't one of them dudes you could just bump around. He got that weight to him and that strength. I so bumped him like, all right. He got a little something to him.
Mm-hmm. So Dave, you've been in Europe for years now, been to different countries. I know you've seen and experienced a lot of stuff. Uh-huh. What is one of the craziest things or stories that you have that you've seen, or, even on the court, off the court, and, while you're out somewhere where you was just like mind blown? They like, I just cannot believe I'm seeing this right now.
Man, you know what? Like, I was just telling my teammates about this the other day, but when I was in Karşıyaka, like, we went to what's the name of it? So we went to Cyprus. Mm-hmm. In Cyprus, they ain't really like, they don't get along with the Turkish people like that.
Yeah, not the support.
Yeah, they got like a little thing going on with them. So, like, we played the team there, and I think they end up beating us by like 2 or something like that at the buzzer. And then, like, right after the game, like, they start throwing all kind of stuff, fire, everything. I mean, we had to run off the court and get to the locker room, and we stayed in the locker room. They were like, even when we was going back to the locker room, there's people in the back, like, literally with sticks trying to get to us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we had to stay in the locker room 3 hours after the game.
Yeah.
In the locker room.
Yeah, people understand how fans are over here, man. They love their team. They're really they kill or die over it.
Man,
go ahead.
What you was about to say?
I actually played in Cyprus my first full season in Europe.
Yeah.
On Apoel, and we were playing in the FIBA Cup, right?
Uh-huh.
And we happened to play. This is when I learned about what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So we were playing against Banvit. In the FIBA Cup, and they beat us at their home gym by like 18 or something. And in order for us to qualify for the quarterfinals to get out of pool play, we had to beat them by more than 18.
Yeah.
And I went off, had a crazy game, and we ended up beating them, dude. We ended up blowing them out and winning and advancing. And it was really good that you're in Turkey. But when we beat them, they threw a parade. We was kissing babies. It meant women was crying. It was like, I didn't understand at the time, but it was because they just had war with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I had no idea, but it meant Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's down when they don't mess around when it comes to stuff like that. I mean, them dudes, they had ski mask on. Like, it was the craziest thing I think I ever seen. Especially being over here, you know what I mean? Like,
Feel like you was in the yak.
Man, I'm telling you. I was the first one to the locker room. I know when to get low.
I want to ask you a question. You played against a lot of high-level players in Europe. If you if you had to pick if you had a team and you had to pick a starting 5 of the players that you played against in Europe, played with, you can include yourself if you like. Who is your starting 5?
Oh.
I know it's a tough one. That's a tough one.
That's tough. That's tough. I would have to say, played against. The toughest, one of the best players I think I didn't play against as a point guard would have to be the most solid to me, like Malcolm Delaney.
Yeah, of course, yeah. That's your point guard right there.
A point, yeah. My 2, who was nice at the 2 that I didn't play against or played with? Man, it's tough.
I'm writing down your starting lineup right now so I can.
My 4-man, I would have to say my 4-man would have to be my boy Andre Smith.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my
You
guy.
at Karsheka?
Yeah, I was with him at Karsheka.
Yep.
You got it to 5.
The 5? Man.
It could be. It don't have to be all of them. It could be Europeans too, because people don't understand. It's some cold Euros.
Yeah, I know. It's some cold Europeans. It's some cold European. I'm trying. That's tough. Cause I have to do my. I have to look.
You got to get your
do
Google.
my research. Yeah, and be on Google and be like, yeah, him. I remember him. Like he was.
Okay, well, how about this? We'll give you a chance to think about it on a later date. I just need you to get back on. Not get back.
Yeah.
Send it to us. Say this is our starting. This is my starting 5.
I got you for sure. For sure. I'm gonna do. That's a good question. I'm gonna put that together.
Mm-hmm.
We'll put that together.
Well, man, Dave, man, we appreciate you for giving
doubt.
us the time that giving us the time to interview you, your insight on Europe, places you played, things you've done. For the younger players, anybody who's thinking about coming to Europe, is there any insight that you can give them?
Man, I would tell them, like you gotta work hard and give it everything they got, It just like it don't stop right after practice.
Right.
You know what I mean? You just give it everything you got. Don't let nobody tell you can't do nothing. Just go after everything. I mean, it's everything about what you put into it.
Right. Just leave it all out there.
Leave it all out there. Put the work in, get what you want.
So for the people who want to, follow you, keep up with you, what's your Instagram, Twitter? I don't know if you do the Twitter or anything. What's your handle?
Man, I got Twitter. I can't my password. I can't figure out my password. I ain't
Well, we
been
can
on
just
there.
stick to the gram. We can
But the gram, my gram Dcash_11. You can follow me on there. I'm usually on there putting some things together. So you can follow me Dcash_11. That's about it. I appreciate y'all for having me, man. For real, this was fun. For real.
Again, man, we appreciate you for coming on here. We appreciate you for coming on here. Whenever you're part of the EuroSteppin family now, so whenever you want to come back, you just let us know. You're always welcome to come back.
For sure, bro. I appreciate that, man. I had a lot of fun today, for real.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. Thank y'all.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of the EuroSteppin Podcast. Catch us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and the Nextones network. That's EuroSteppin Podcast, no G.
Because we got all the game.
Yeah. Thought it was a joke, what they still playing games for? Holes in my denim, never holes in my game, no. You won't be just like me, they don't love you the same, no. The series 3-0, and I'm back home for game